Welcome back to Season 7 of McCallum Minecraft. Today, it's time to get political. No, I do not mean the 2020 election. I would, quite literally, rather be fed into a wood chipper than talk about that. No, I'm talking about the mayoral election. Mayor is a non-staff elected position that serves as a representative for the people. It's also a building position and currently has 2-month-long terms. I'd recommend you also check out the candidate campaign channel in Discord. But let's get right into the debate. I've done my best to edit down the event without altering any of the statements made, but I'm sure I've done it wrong in some way. Please, harass me in DMs, and I will let you edit 40 minutes of Minecraft debate. How this will work is we will go left to right, and you will give your view on your personal take on that question. We're gonna go from left to right, no interrupting, and then we will move to the next question.
What are all of your opinions on keep inventory and mob briefing? Do you want them on or off, and why or why not? Nomad.
I think mob griefing should be turned off. Keep inventory should be turned on, because if you die in the nether and you've worked really hard for something, a lot of people get frustrated with it, including me, multiple seasons in a row. And mob griefing is really annoying when you open your door and a creeper's outside.
Alright, trailer?
So I would say it depends on the scenario, but for the most part, I would say that mob griefing should be turned off because of what Nomad said, but also because having mob griefing turned off restricts villager farms, and I think that that's a good idea for a season in general, is to have farms down maybe so that it's not as easy for people to get stuff.
Empty?
Keep inventory, I am indifferent, although in the end in the nether it would be a little bit more favorable. A mob griefing, I say no.
Bitch?
I mean, keep inventory, I have no opinion either way. Griefing, it's never been a problem for me, and I don't know a whole bunch of the technical functions of Minecraft itself. So, yeah, it is helpful that things don't get blown up every 5 seconds. So, yeah, I'm fine with it turned off.
And MTNS?
I just want to say, as someone who has spent like a whole day just cleaning up creeper holes, I want to say that mob griefing should be not a thing. Like, I understand its use in farms, but I just think the cons outweigh the pros. As for keep inventory, I kind of like where it is. I like how in the overworld you can keep your inventory, but in the nether you can't. So I feel like, right, if you just always had keep inventory on, you have to have the challenge. Because if you can die with no repercussions, then it's not even a setback, and you can just kind of do whatever.
So, this question is regarding Dirt World. Trailer, feel free to correct me, I know you were present for most of it. But basically what they did was they showed up and built a nation in Season 6 directly along another nation. They were within
About 20 blocks.
Dirt World. It was entirely made out of dirt. Nobody liked it. In that scenario, how would you handle that situation? They were writing the rules, but they weren't exactly breaking them. How do you enforce and solve the problem?
Ask them first, like, hey, you realize you built your structure right next to mine? Could you maybe move it before I take forceful action? And then if they said no and they were like persisting, then I would probably get in touch with the admins and discuss it with them. But I wouldn't be forceful with the admins. I would probably just kind of leave it to them and help where I'm needed.
Trailer?
So the Dirt World members knew what they were doing the entire time, and they knew that they were riding the edge of the rules. They were trying to find loopholes in the rules. And if that's the case, I think that the mods should take action on that. Looking back on it, I don't think that my constant involvement in that was a good idea. Like, for the most part, yeah, the mods and the admins should handle that. But I do think that it shouldn't be allowed for people to, like, continuously find loopholes in the rules. Yeah, that is my stance on that.
Manatee?
Dirt World kind of hits close to home to me as well, because I was a part of Meridian, and I also helped make the rules for Season 6. I would probably be more involved than what Trailer was talking about. I would try to deal with it by myself first, and if it gets out of hand, then I would report it to the admins and leave it in their hands.
Bitch?
So as an outside observer to that conflict, and also in real life taking international relations, I do side with the fact that you shouldn't build your base 20 blocks away. I do think that having a hearing with both sides and holding an admin, not as taking admin actions, but as a mediator per se, to get a compromise where both people benefit. And I was not happy with either side and how it was handled.
MTNS?
I didn't know anything about this until like a few minutes ago. But what it sounds like is that they were purposefully just trying to like mess with people. What I would have done as player had that been something that I interacted with, having a talk with them to make sure like they aren't doing this on accident, like make sure they're like actually just trying to be butt. And then after that, if problem persists, then yeah, definitely have something to do with the admins.
One follow-up question on this point. What would your preferred method of punishment be? How harsh would you go on that? Nomad?
I would probably go with like a week temp ban, and then if they come back and they persist the problem, then I would start looking into month-long bans.
Trailer?
I would say that in a scenario where the a punishment is not necessary, I wouldn't take it. So, for instance, with that, what I would have done, and what I was going to do, is just move Dirt World, and I would just move it out of reach. But if you do that, and then the problem persists again, they can't take a hint, then I don't see a reason. They're not going to align with the rules that we put in place. Then I don't see a reason why we shouldn't just perm ban them if they don't get their stuff together. That's my take on that.
Manatee?
I generally agree with Nomad, but before banning them, I would try to negotiate with them, and if they're not willing to negotiate, then I would ban them.
Mitch?
I more so agree with Evan's point as far as working for a peaceful solution to move it and potentially pay compensation as well, such as in diamond resources. However, but of course, if the problem persists, depending on the severity would determine how harshly we have to ban them, because the more people we permanently ban for instances that could be resolved, it makes people not want to join this server as much.
Alright, finally, MTNS.
A negotiation, kind of like warning. After that, if they're clearly just being defiant, then a seasonal ban, and if the problem persists, then a perm ban with an appeals.
Can I come back to the original ban point and punishments?
You want to respond to one of the others?
I think perm ban should be kind of overruled unless they did something like explicitly like breaking every single rule, not all of them. But I don't think perm ban should be like that.
Can I make a comment on
Used
that?
like that.
Sure.
Okay, the reason that I would do that is because, and it's kind of a case-by-case basis, but in the case of somebody like cheating or breaking server rules, I would say punish them accordingly based on the severity of the rule, like Mitch said. If they come back and keep breaking rules, then I think that they've shown that they can't handle being on the server, and therefore it's just going to hurt us more to keep having that person that's not going to respect the rules.
May I comment?
Sure.
Last comment, we do need to move on soon.
Yes.
Overall, I feel the Dirt World thing was kind of a conflict between a rule-breaking nation and a nation that dominated the political had complete control of the political scene.
So, moving on, we are about to go on to a reset soon. So, on this subject, when do you feel it's okay to reset? How do we deal
And
with
to
that?
clarify, this is a more general question than about
Yes.
this thing, because we're currently having a vote, so just saying which thing you voted for is kind of redundant. Just generally, at what point in the server's life cycle do you think we should reset it?
So, are you?
I
in
would say
favor-
probably 2 months for server life or
so
season
are you
life.
In favor of resetting when it's dead, or letting it linger on, hoping that it'll get active, so that you don't have to knock everyone down a level or whatever?
I would reset when it's dead.
Trailer?
So overall, if there's a break and if people I think that once the time is run out for the server, it's a good time to think about resetting. But I don't think that it needs to be too hasty. And I do think that overall, if we can find a time that works where we know that everyone is going to be off from school, everyone's going to be like aligned and ready to work on stuff, that is the time to reset because, like Wally just said, we have a lot of hype going on there and we have a lot of time to work on it.
All right. Manatee?
I agree with Trailer that it should end on a break, but specifically, I think when it comes to telling people when to reset, there should be 1 or 2 weeks notice so that people like Mitch, if they have any ongoing projects that they want to finish, then they can finish those on time.
Mitch?
I do agree with Oliver. However, the heart of this question is not necessarily determining when to reset now, it's how to boost player activity.
All right. So what you're saying is you're typically more in favor of events to get people active, not resets to get people active.
Yes, because it's like buying a car, and after a part breaks, you sell it instead of, say, fixing the part.
One of the problems that I think happens a lot on the server when it comes to like new seasons is that a good portion of people like get done and like do stuff really fast. There's a certain point where people have either playing because they're done and kind of bored versus people who not really playing all that often because they don't have the stuff to do it. It really depends on like server activity, who's willing and ready to do a reset and who's not. And there's a lot of factors, but in general, the situation.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Trailer, quick response.
Yes. So about the thing with events,
Yes.
my position on that is if we like my view is instead of trying to reset, and I mentioned this before, instead of looking to reset, we should like when server's dead, before resetting, we need to try and get more people on, get people hyped up because otherwise the next season is not going to start off very well.
I
All right.
I have a response to that as well.
Okay. Quick responses from you and Mitch, and then we're moving on.
Alright, I just wanted to say, I don't know what you're talking about, the saying it fizzled out. My non-affiliates that weren't me allegedly, or may have not allegedly, blew up the moon. So,
yeah, I think one thing we also need to understand is that we need to not cater the server to the collective whole of the McCallum server. We need to understand that this isn't really a large server. We really need to cater to the people who are basically here right now, who are active. We have to cater to the people who want to be.
oh,
Real quick, if anyone in the crowd, the 4 people here, if anyone would like to ask a question, send it out in Minecraft chat really quickly, and we'll try to get to it. Reese asks, what is your stance on command-generated items? Oh, overpowered swords, that kind of stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
Knockback 10 slime balls, that stuff.
Cocaine, sass. If it's for fun, I would say go ahead. As long as you like ditch the item later, as long as it's not used in like, I don't know, anything that would give you an advantage over another player in like a competition of some sort. If it's just for fun, running around the map like an idiot, go ahead.
But get rid of it afterward, okay? Trailer?
Yes.
I think that they're great. I think that in terms of, honestly, I feel like, and this kind of goes for me too to some extent, but I feel like the staff team takes too much control of the people, no one in particular, but having special unique items, especially for next season, what we're thinking about, like having unique items that are only one of them exists, that is a good thing. And I think that as there's an equal opportunity for somebody to get one of those, it boosts the drive for people to want to collect those things because they can offer unique abilities that other people might not have.
All right, Manatee?
Generally, I think if it's just for fun, a short little thing while you're in a call with your friends, it's fine. But if you're saving that and you're going to use it later in some form of encounter, whether it's a war or a battle or something, then that's not okay. Throw it away as soon as you're done with it.
Mitch?
Yeah, I think those things are, fine for shits and giggles. And it's kind of fun to have it, to maybe have it displayed on the wall for that time, to remind you of that time you actually did something. But, yeah, they shouldn't be overpowered or something that you should really use consistent, just for fun.
Okay. MTNS?
I feel like everything, has already been said. I feel like, if it's just for fun, then go ahead. And I want to add to your idea of hanging it on a wall. I think it would be really cool if, people got together and built like a museum for all the like overpowered items and like gave them like crazy cool descriptions and stuff as like legendary items you can go and look at.
The election will be held on November 30th. We will have something in the news channel for you to vote with reactions. But we should announce the new mayor by December 1st. So I advise all of you judge them based on what you've heard here. Go read or view all of the builds in the candidate debate channel, and get out and vote. I guess. Yeah.
Can I make a final remark, please?
Yes.
Vote for me.
Could I make a final remark as well?
Sure. You all get one final remark.
I would like to take this opportunity to assassinate my political rivals. Wait, that's a fish. Okay. And I think it's
Alright, well, my final
What's the lyrics?
remarks.
Wait, I missed your
I
final
hope
remarks.
that-
Shh, go back to
No,
your thing.
don't do anything. No, I don't want this on record. I hope that you guys all win, and I win as well. Except for one
We
man.
should just all.
Ow! You hit us both!
Goodbye, trailer.
Now that you're an informed voter, I hope you will join us on November 30th when the vote opens. That's all, and good night, gamers.